to MMANEWSLEAK. I'm Dr. Randa Bascharon. I'm an orthopedic surgeon who's board certified in sports medicine. I'm also a sports performance specialist. What does that mean? I work with professional athletes, elite athletes, and amateur athletes of all kinds of sports to help them with their sports performance needs as well as their sports medical needs. Today we're going to talk about opportunities to individualize your nutrition. And we're going to talk about a well-researched and scientifically based blood type diet. We're going to talk about the blood type diet. It's a very highly researched scientific way of eating that is individualized to the kind of blood type that you are. We're going to talk about some just general details about why it works and what kind of things are going to be beneficial to the different types of blood types. In the future, we'll talk about how we determine what your blood type is and what kind of supplements and other kinds of details regarding this nutritional style that might be advantageous for you to consider. We're going to talk about the blood type diet. First thing to understand is that you would never put 87 octane fuel in a 91 octane car. Everybody knows long-term damage to your car, the way that it would run wouldn't be so good. Would it run? Absolutely. Would it run maybe over time not as efficiently and cause some problems that are pretty specific? Absolutely. No one would ever put water in their gas tank. There's definitely some certain things that you would never do to your car, but a lot of people do it to their bodies. So the first thing to understand about blood type diet is that there's 4 different blood types, and each blood type has certain things that are really great for it and things that are really bad for it. And that's all based on work done by Dr. Peter D. Adamo. And he really was in the forefront of figuring out things in our bloodstreams may connect and may not connect, and thus give us diseases, weight gain, more efficiency or less efficiency with our energy, and a whole other slew of different problems or benefits depending on how you utilize food in your system. So the most important thing to remember about the blood type diet is that this is not a calorie reduction and this is not a diet. It's really more of an individualized way of eating that you can incorporate into your current eating habits so that you can better be efficient with what you're putting in your body and get better results with your training and your sports performance. The first blood type that ever came into creation was O, and you can think about that as being the oldest one. And very characteristically, blood type O is the hunter. It's the Neanderthal hunter that went and slayed the prey, brought it home to the cave, and they are big red meat eaters. They thrive on it, and it's excellent for their system. There's some things, however, that O's really don't do well with, and unfortunately that's gluten. And gluten comes from wheat. And guess what beer is? Wheat. So unfortunately, pastas, breads, beer, and a lot of other things that have glutens are really a bad sore thumb for people that have blood type O. It causes weight gain, it decreases your energy, it slows you down, it makes you way less efficient as an athlete. The second blood type is A. A is your characteristic gatherer. After time went on, the second blood type into existence was type A, and that's a combination of when people migrated and then actually settled down and created communities. They started growing harvests, and they are more adept to grains, fruits, vegetables, and more of a vegetarian type of lifestyle. Once again, O is for red meat eaters, very beneficial. A doesn't have the capacity with acid gastric juices to break down red meat, and that's really bad for A. They do great on the grains that O doesn't do good on, and the fruits and vegetables. And these are just generalities, so don't get preoccupied with what fits in for you and if that fits into what you've been doing. B is the next blood type into existence, and B stands for balanced. Very much balanced between the O's and the A's, and has a combination of the benefits and some of the disadvantages of both the O and A. Some of the things that are really terrible for bees are nuts and sesame seeds. Corn is definitely something else that bees don't do very well with. A big thing that bees don't do well with is chicken. So there's a lot of benefits for bees. Dairy products are phenomenal for bees, and unfortunately the A's and the O's do terrible with dairy products. AB is a combination of all the do's and don'ts for A and all the do's and don'ts for B, and we'll drill down to those specifically at a later time. So the whole concept scientifically behind why the blood type diet works is this. There are certain proteins called lectins, and you got to think of those as little evil Pac-Mans that are in every type of food. And these little Pac-Mans can come and attack your system, and they can attack different types of your system. So In certain foods, like in B with chicken, that lectin, or that bad Pac-Man, comes in and that irritates the system and creates an abundance of disease processes and decreased efficiency of your system. Similarly, O's, when they have an abundance of wheat products, that gets into their joints and creates arthritic-like symptoms. Same with A's, and when they eat red meat. There's lots of contraindications to eating red meat in A because the lectins get into the system and create a whole bunch of disease processes and rate-limiting factors to the person being as best as they can be in their performance and their ability to be energized and run with fuel economy. This concludes our mini lesson. Follow me weekly on my video blog, and if you want more information about what we talked about today, please refer to Dr. Dia Damo's book, Eat Right for Your Blood Type.